Another impromptu yet somehow on schedule stream of City of Heroes. Let me see if I can't get my window a little better figured out here. A little better. We don't have the lovely Christina on at this point. I believe she will be at some point because she's got a mild addiction to the game as well. Alright, let's slide this a little closer and see what's going on. I have a mastermind, mercenaries, and traps. I mean, ideally, the whole goal here with this character is to be of use in AoEs. So, hopefully that'll be the case where it'll end up being useful. Alright, so how are we looking for enhancements? Actually, not bad. Making the transition here. I think the equips are only recharge and range. Interesting. I could probably swap these out. I don't know how I'd have that going there. That's right. It's something. Posse 2. Nobody uses that, but we'll put ourselves in there. All right. 45 minutes long. That's actually pretty cool. Taking a tour of Paragon City for all the long-range teleporters. That's kind of awesome. +35. What am I? I'm 34. So close. You know, I could just simply do missions. Alright, so who do I have? I can do 34. Let's get to a zone that actually makes sense for me. Nice little rubber band going on there. 34 would be what? Brickstone? Yeah, let's go to Brickstone. All Alright, so what do we have here? Contact. Alright, sure. I'm going with the theme here. I don't know if I'm going to end up regretting just taking jetpacks or not. It's definitely a thematic choice. Alright, well, let's do police radio stuff. So, let us get some boys out here. I don't know everything that just happened there. Alright, let's take a look at what we got. We've got radio. Let's do mission scientist, freak show, G-cell, something or other. Circle of Thorns. Let's do freak show. Freak show is over there. I guess super speed would not be beyond the realms of possibility for me. I will definitely have to get rid of the special effects for it. Alright, so we need shield drone. And I think for now that's it. Oh, also to turn off there. I think I'm set at +0, so this is not necessarily going to be difficult. Do I put them on aggressive? I don't know. Oh, this is going to be too easy. We'll put them on aggressive. So what happened to my shield drone? Orange salvage is a good sign. Are we being ambushed here? All right. Didn't even see him. Oh, that wasn't my shield drone that popped. It was my acid mortar. Well, that was uneventful. Okay, police radio. Freak show. Arachnos. Let's do freak show. Alright, he is over there. Alright. I believe we're all here. You know. All right, nothing. They're much more alert than I am. Did that medic just heal me? That was kind of cool. All right. Just gonna go in here and put that there. So 35 is kind of a magic number for me. I believe I get Trip mine. Well, the medic is just fearless. I think Slug is one of those things I would contemplate actually socketing for knockback. Oh. Okay, shield drone. Shield drone blocking. Here we go. Nothing. That was poorly placed. Come on, guys. Look at the poison. Look at it. It's right there. See the poison. We don't want to get up and hit the poison. Come on, look at the poison. Dang it. Well, the shield drone apparently really does like to park itself in the doorway. Oh. Wow. Anybody? Nope. All right. I probably should increase my difficulty, or at least my I'm equal to number. Let's do that. We'll be worth. We'll go 2 and work our way up. Console, blah, 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 Arachnos, cult effect. Alright, over here. It is over there. Kind of weird to think that I'm actually making a character almost exclusively to be end content worthy. I don't know if a mastermind is the best option for it. I don't know. I went with a theme. Maybe a defender would have been better. Do not know. All right. It worked. I'm looking forward to Trip Mine. I'm not sure if Trip Mine kills me too or not. I guess I really haven't read up on it that much. Somebody to snipe him? Yeah, he does heal me. That's cool. Buddy, buddy. A little help. I almost do myself. Alright. I don't know that taking the medical pool was wise. Again, you know, sometimes you lose something for a theme. Not sure how good that triage beacon is.
I totally forgot that it logs me in automatically, so I apologize if all you heard was me making tea and toast for the last 5 minutes.
I didn't hear you at all, actually.
Oh.
So, no worries.
What you playing today?
I have LT1 in. Just because, you know, I don't want to get too good with any one person, so.
It helps you live up to your sucky reputation.
Although Sunder is coming up on like 2 levels into veterancy after 50, so that's something. It's an interesting character class to play. I do a lot of standing around. It really is the mastermindy part of everything regarding this. I do a lot of directing stuff. You know. And a lot of just dropping stuff down and letting it do its work.
Letting things serve their purpose.
Yeah, it's like a triage beacon, which is out. And I have a acid mortar, which is on the ground, currently firing at that guy. Shield drone. I don't know. It's all kind of interesting. There's not a lot that you do, but then, you know, you don't arrest a lot of stuff yourself. But you do set up a lot of things to be arrested. So many decisions on this character were based off of a theme and not off of necessarily what I've read on anything. So... the hardest part about the whole build is coming up with names for everybody.
Did you pick a theme, or have you revised that theme several times depending on the number of guys?
Oh, I just named them random male names. Ultimately. So I didn't really do much. Although I tried to be clever on it, and then I just went with, like, Schmidt. I did name my shield drone Pointless, though.
Does it not do much?
It didn't when I got it. It's actually it's reasonably good now. So it's really no longer pointless, but I feel like we've come too far for me to rename it. We've grown too close. How's the stream looking? Are you on in it or not?
Mm-hmm. Smooth. I don't know why it's just me up there eating toast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually slid the thing down because you weren't here, so it didn't make a lot of sense for me to have an empty window there.
It's okay. I've learned to check and see if you're like on Twitch or something before I join Topless or anything fancy like that. So we're good.
Sydney,
I do literally check.
Sydney Watson. Well, usually I don't go live. Well, it's a hard thing. Sydney Watson just did a whole thing on ASMR and predatory women on Twitter or on Twitch, which is very interesting. About how the platform is being hijacked for softcore porn, basically. Which consists exclusively of scantily clad women licking what appears to be fake ears, which are actually microphones. Apparently that, it changed from ear to ear, and it's going to change from ear to ear for the person listening or whatever. So, she actually did a mock-up of it.
Why would you do that on Twitch?
For the money.
Couldn't you make more in an OnlyFans?
Well, that's kind of the whole point that she made too. She tried to actually make her own because she said that she was also a woman who could make shrill, high-pitched sounds and do this a lot. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try my own. And then she took masking tape and said boobs across it. And then it's okay. We got them there. There's boobs written across masking tape. Those are relatively humorous. All right. We can go more. Let's go more. Yeah, I think that the idea behind it is that the reach is more with Twitch,
get an
because
audience that may be too proper to do something like OnlyFans, but is equally as sexually desperate to some degree, I guess.
And that's kind of the point she made, that she was kind of that they were preying on usually males who were lonely, or who lacked social skills or something similar. Which I don't know. If it's consensual, I don't know that I have a problem with it. I do have a problem with the entire platform kind of warping that way, because now apparently if you search in Twitch for ASMR, pretty much all you get is women wearing almost nothing. Don't do that. Watch this instead, by the way. Because every once in a while Christina wears tank tops, and so that's about as good as we can get here. And that is better than anything you're going to see on ASMR. All right, so AFB, leader of Arachnos, or Archon, blah, blah, blah. Sure, we'll do that. I'm just going to finish up here. What are you looking to do tonight?
You? But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you're available. So...
Next best thing?
Next best thing.
Yeah. How's Dr. Grifter?
I haven't heard. So I did get my my weekly chastisement that I hurt somebody's feelings at work, which
Oh,
is great because I do that a lot.
how's it possible you don't really have a team? So
It's other people.
I see.
So remember I told you the other day that they had that whole thing they pitched that was a really bad plan, and we told the lady it was a bad plan.
Uh huh.
And then the manager on the call was just like, this came from 3 levels higher than you, so,
That doesn't
nothing
make it
you can
right.
do about it. Yeah, take it up with them. So she was just, the manager said that we all ganged up on her. Well, today we had a meeting with the external partner that she wanted to pitch the whole thing to and wanted them to do the work. And it pretty much went down exactly as we had all like jumped in and explained to her in the meeting on Monday, almost exactly verbatim. It was awesome. And I shouldn't say that it was awesome, but it was awesome. When you have 3 people on a call saying, hey, managers, this is a terrible idea. You haven't considered these points. These points are really important. And they say, shut up, this came from above you and do it. And then the whole thing collapses live in front of you. There's this little flutter of victory that occurs. And we all just let it die. So I shouldn't be as happy about it as I am.
The real thing to say is, wow, we did not see that coming.
Mm.
Because that's one of my favorite sayings. Wow, who saw that coming? Not me.
Would you really say that?
Oh, God, yeah.
I wasn't that mean. We
Never,
had a
ever
side chat.
could have
In the
predicted
side
that.
chat, we were in the side chat we were that snarky, but not in the actual call. And I did send a message to, and she kept talking about everything in marketing speak. And Adam and I are buddies. Like he's at NCSU, and his wife games too. Like he and his wife game online too.
Uh-huh.
I actually chatted with them. If we were playing Borderlands more, I might have asked if we wanted to do like a double date with them to play and
Mm-hmm.
like make a team. But he's just chill. He's super cool, but he's also the leading expert in babesiosis in the US and the chair of the John F. Finch Research Foundation. And so she's like, we want you to make this thing for the top of the funnel. And, and he's just like, what region is this for and what clinical values is this about? Well, we're not really interested. We don't want to make it too technical. We want to talk about how people should do it. And he's like, why? And she's like, well, we want to increase utilization. And he said, okay, where's your data on what this utilization is? He's like, my experience with people in this region is that that is not their belief system. They do not test according to what you're asking. And he's like, you need science and data. He's like, your marketing campaign and your opinions do not matter in this area. And she's just like, well, yeah, but this is just top of the funnel though. It's just the top of the funnel is the beginning. And he said, I don't feel comfortable being a part of this. Yeah. So this was something she wanted to kick off, and they wanted to make it like a super fast turnaround and do it in like 2 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, you need to get me studies and publications and data that back up what you want me to discuss before I'm even going to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
How did that guy get through the door? Interesting.
So yeah, it was good. I mean, I feel bad that made it good, but there's a whole paper trail behind it too because we escalated it. And the higher ups said that the person who was leading the meeting said it was all a misconstruction. How did they phrase it? We understand your concerns and we agree and are aligned with them. What you saw was a poorly worded slide outlining this project that needs further refinement. But they gave this to the people further down and told them to work off of it, and she used that language verbatim in the meeting and got destroyed. So if it's poorly worded and not fully developed, why are you pushing it out?
Why would you even consider that for a project if you can't even make the slide for it
Hmm.
to be well worded? Then what makes you think that you're prepared to even contemplate that as a project?
Right. So,
If you
you
can't
know,
manage a slide,
I know. Like I said, I shouldn't feel so. I feel vindicated. I shouldn't feel so vindicated. But that's. But my manager, so the hurt feelings part is my manager followed up on me about it and said, "Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the meeting on Monday and how it went, and I talked to, Casey, who's the manager on the call, and she said, you guys ganged up on her and that, you really were, you spent way too long beating a dead horse about this topic and why it wasn't going to work. And, and so she just shut it down. And I said, what she did is she dismissed all of our concerns and said it wasn't our business. And he said, well, she said you spent too long on it. I said, we spent 15 minutes of a 30-minute meeting aligning on something that none of us had seen before presenting it to an external party. And he was just like, well, that was her perception. And I said, well, just to let you know, everything that we voiced our concerns about played out today. This can't go forward and it's going to be delayed another 4 to 6 weeks. And he was like, oh, well, I think she was just having a bad day and she really likes the other person on the call. So that's why she jumped up to defend her. And I said, you don't defend people with bad ideas in business. This isn't about personal relationships. This is about business decisions. You don't pick favorites. He said, I understand what you're saying. So what started off as a half-assed attempt to chastise me turned out to be me vindicating myself because everything played out correct. So, cool beans for me, I guess. I don't know. I need a new job. Mm. You took the blue Mustang apart? How was that?
the carb off of it. Yeah. How was it? That was funny.
No, that's the one you want to replace the carb with a different part, right?
I do, but I don't know when that's going to happen or if that's going to happen. So
So, what does a carburetor do again?
it mixes fuel and air to the right percentages so that it can actually combust inside the cylinder. Basically, it's the old school equivalent of fuel injection. Uses something called the Venturi effect, which speeds up air as it goes through like a specific type of curve, and then that speeded up air pulls in fuel as it goes past fuel. They're like little needles that provide fuel to the delivery system for it. So it's actually really kind of brilliant. It's been around for a couple hundred years in one form or another. Since around the time of the internal combustion engine, I guess. So it's pretty awesome.
So the one you have in the Ford in the Mustang looks good as
No,
of right
no,
now, or does it look like you're gonna have to rebuild it?
I'm gonna have to rebuild it.
Yeah. Have you ever done that before?
Never.
Summer challenge.
No idea how. But people have been doing it for, like I said, a long time. Why not me? So.
I like you in your Alamo Pepper shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like most of my weird t-shirts.
I love your weird t-shirts. They're quirky and they're fun and they make me laugh. And they smell like you.
Most of those things are true.
And you look just smashing in them, which is also very helpful.
Oh. Well, I guess there's one great thing about this build. I don't run any toggles. So nothing gets knocked down. Ever.
Isabel got the chickens outside today for their first turn around the garden.
Yeah.
She said they're chubby.
Well, that's good. They didn't lose weight over the winter.
Well, I think they've been able to stay. They're definitely burning less calories in their warm, safe enclosure.
No, this is true. That makes sense.
Plus that candy stash they got going.
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't think I could ever play a mastermind.
Why is that? Too much going on?
Too much going on. I think I'd have a meltdown at a certain, especially as they keep adding more and more of them.
Well, they do a decent job. I mean, you start with one, right? So they do kind of build up your ability to handle it, I think, over the course of time. All right, did I lose this? No, I lost a soldier. And there are some ways inside the game that they become kind of semi-autonomous. You can set their behaviors. So, all right, boys. Let's get out of here. I think I figured out a bit of the exploration badges thing regarding the long-range teleporter. Yeah.
How?
Oh, what?
You know that mission from Montague where you get the wand and you cure the lost?
Oh, yeah, early on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I'm trying to get some of my... Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it to put it in my...
Oh, your powers?
Yeah.
Do you have an actual lobby in? Like a lobby?
Not a lobby. 235.
Oh, wow, you're doing that mission now? That's like a level 8 mission.
Listen.
Well,
I get to what I get to, all right?
Listen. It's a good thing you told me that, because, if you don't tell me to listen, gosh darn it, I'm just not gonna. quit. Say, are you could you share your stream? I'm gonna actually eat some of these really yummy ramen. And I want to have some sort of content while it's happening.
I'm gonna go for ramen. Sure. Hold on. It is when I do the thing, I go to here, then I go to here, and then I go to here. Do you want me to turn up the frame rate or leave it as it is?
As it is fine. All right, so. Oops. Let me know if you need any help in this mission.
This is weird.
What?
Sometimes I like the easy ones. They're not so stressful when I'm by myself. I'm gonna order you a case of ramen in a different flavor just so that you have an alternative to eat other than that. Mostly because I feel bad for talking you into it.
I don't think you really talked me into it. In fact, I think you said something like that looks really good. I'm like, that looks really good, disgusting.
And
But
you
it's
bought
like
it.
it's like $4 for all of them, so well, let's try it. And you never had one.
It's like lemon lime spicy shrimp or something like that.
With chili. Yeah. It's amazing. So good.
Oh. You know, this is the problem when you and I go grocery shopping, though, is that you indulge me like beyond to the maximum when we go to the store. Because I'm just like, that looks, and you put it in the cart.
Well, it was like $4, so.
None of it's expensive. It's not about it being expensive. It's just that you are just like, hey, take this, babe. And then I feel like you probably throw at least 50% of it away when I leave. You just like that like little flicker of excitement that goes across my face when I get excited about food. I pick something up and I give a half a wag and you're just like, okay, we can have it. What are you going to do when we go to the shelter looking at dogs?
We're not going to go to the shelter looking at dogs. There you go.
I don't know how you think that's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. If you think that I'm not going to go look at dogs, I don't know what's wrong with you.
You said we.
Yeah. So think of it this way. If you don't go, I will come out with the like ugliest, grossest, most ill animal that is in that entire place. Oh my god, look at this defunct thing that absolutely nobody wants. Let's take it home.
Look, it can't even catch a ball.
And the ball just hits it in the face.
Yeah.
You know, that happened to Ninja for a while, but it was because of his surgery. I didn't. I will say that when I got Amos, the guy who had brought him in to put him to sleep,
Did you say
freaking
anus?
thing, Amos,
All right, all right.
Amos was
Okay.
his name. Anus is what my ex-husband used to call him all the time because the dog was a real dick to him.
The music kicked in right when you were
Oh, did
talking.
it?
Yeah.
That's great. Um, but the dog was just the guy was going into a home and he had three small dogs and they said that he couldn't bring them all. He could only bring two. And so he picked one to put to sleep. Which what a devastating prospect, right? And so, he comes in with him to put him down, and this little dog is just strutting around and he's wagging his tail. He's perfectly like healthy. And I brought him in the room and I said, "Sir, we're not going to put down this dog." And he said, "You don't understand. I can't bring him to a shelter. He won't make it. No one will adopt him and he'll die." And so, of course, the dog's like 17 or something like that. And no, it was 19. It was 19 years old. And Dr. Rita was just like, "Well, Chris, our holding kennel's full, but you've got an empty house." And I was like, "Oh, God damn it." So I wound up with this 19-year-old long-haired dachshund named Amos. And the dog was perfection to me. He loved me so much. He followed me everywhere. I never needed a leash with him. I was just fostering him at first. We did a dental, and anyone who went near him that was not me, he tried to eat alive. It was really bad. He bit Dr. Ford. He bit one of the other technicians. He liked
Sounds
Rita.
sounds delightful. I
Yeah,
can't see why
but
you
the
wouldn't want
thing,
that in a house.
but he was so stinking cute. He was the most adorable freaking dog. And so Seneca was just like, "I don't want this freaking dog. This dog sucks." Right? And so he would go to take him out, and he would go to pick him up to put him outside, and the dog would bite him. And if he called him, the dog would ignore him. And then he would yell at the dog, and the dog would pee on the floor while staring at him.
That sounds awesome. Who wouldn't want that dog in their house?
It's just belligerent. But then I would come home and he would do a little dance and he would go outside on his own. And,
Sounds like a great experience for you and just shit for everybody else, is what it sounds like.
that's kind of exactly what it is.
Visitors, you name it. Anybody comes over, nah, nah.
He was fine with a lot of people. He was
With a
not
lot of
fine with
people.
clinic people.
Yeah.
It wasn't an everybody thing. He didn't
Uh,
like everybody.
you
And
just said everybody.
every time I tried to, it kind of wound up being most. But every time I tried to adopt him out, he would just act up. He'd be fine for me, and then there's one time when I was just like, "Oh, he's completely off leash trained. He follows you around," and I put him down and he took off into the woods, and I had to spend 20 minutes looking for him just because the people were there. It was terrible. By the third failed adoption attempt, Rita was just like, "Chris, he's just your dog." But and so my selling point had been, well, at least he's 19. He's not going to live that long. The dog lived to 22 and a half.
What a delight. What a delight.
So, it's kind of an expansion on that whole, Christina, you create these terrible situations for yourself, seemingly on purpose. Yeah. But, who else was going to give him a home? He just needed a place, and he needed a person. And he was a really good dog to me. He just needed to be. He needed an only person household rather than an only pet household. He was actually really good for Ninja because Ninja was so terrified of so many things, and Amos had like balls of steel. So it would be thundering and lightning, and Ninja would be a shaking mess in the corner, and Amos would be rock solid, calm as could be. And this big 70-pound muscular pit bull would go hide behind this 10-pound dachshund and put his head behind him, and Amos would just chill with them. And why, as soon as you save one of the lost, the rest of them go beat him up. Like,
It's almost like they're long-haired dachshunds.
oh, I forgot how much you hate little dogs too. I'm sure that didn't help the story at all.
Like them being pointless? Yeah. I'm telling you, 40 pounds. 35 of us got a good personality, but 40 pounds. Kimmy's around. Kimmy's around.
You don't want no small doggy. I've had it all sizes. Please cross and parabellum.
I like that it tastes bad and also makes my nose run. That's amazing.
That's that touch of the chili powder there.
Yeah, can't taste it, but I made some water. Be right back.
Oh, I always pick the wrong one. Oh, there's still canyons where I'm headed now.
All right, what'd I miss?
I was just talking about how much I love your hair and how sexy you are.
My hair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I might be a fan of yours. So part of the reason I wanted to do this mission is I was worried that I hadn't done it, and you would try to do a mission through the Midnighters Club, and I wouldn't be able to get in.
Then we just stop and do the mission. It's not a big deal.
No, but I mean, at least now I've done it. So that was all I wanted. I just wanted to make sure I checked that box. You got a mission in mind, sir?
No, I really don't.
Did I say no to your invite when you sent it instead of yes? I thought I said yes.
Uh, I don't know.
Would you please mind sending? Thank you. There.
All right, I'm gonna stop the stream. I should say stop your stream. Because your sound tends to overwhelm mine. Alright, so how do I do that again? I keep forgetting. Double tap, double click user to watch. Really need to figure out how to turn off your stream once we start it. I just close this. Alright, let's start. Except now Discord is apparently minimized. Yes, I muted for a reason. I did not mute for a reason. I'm trying to figure out how to kill your stream.
Oh, I have to do it. Sorry. Hold on.
It's interesting I don't have an option to stop watching your stream.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Alright.
Did that fix it for you?
It did, yes. Alright. Missions. What do we have for missions? I have one. Rise of the something. Sure, we're doing whatever that is. Skyway City.
Skyway City?
Yep.
North or south, you know? Doesn't matter.
I'm in Atlas. I couldn't tell you.
I got off north and I'm right about there.
Alrighty. Garbage night tonight. Reminded myself.
Self to what?
Garbage night?
Oh, is it Friday? Isn't it Thursday?
What?
Is your garbage? Oh, Friday morning is your pickup, isn't it?
Right.
Gotcha. In my head, I'm always just like, his garbage day's Friday, without like actually putting together that means you put the trash out on Thursday.
I hope it's a tunnel. A cave would be great. Let's hope for a cave. I'm praying for. Oh, it's a sewers. All right, let me get some robots in here. Some robots.
I do appreciate the nomenclature of this group.
Some people will even specify that as being their names. But you do like 4-syllable words. Can't move the thing over to this. Oh, there it goes. All right, everybody buffed?
Mm-hmm.
You are not buffed. Hold on a second.
Painter door.
Sphincter.
Remember that time that there was a map full of those and I didn't understand that they were doors?
I
And so I
do.
ran around aimlessly for like an hour and change, unable to leave.
Totally do.
Oh, I'm such a proficient player.
And the funny thing is, you've probably walked through like dozens of those before that. But you may have
Oh,
not
yeah.
been the one that clicked on it.
Yep.
So you didn't have that association. Oh, I just realized this is a boss. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna kill me.
What? Who? Where? Where are you?
I'm stuck with like I keep getting stunned. And so all I'm doing is like hitting inspiration and then he fucking it's this orange dude over here is the one that's getting me. See, I keep getting I'm very vulnerable apparently to the psychic psionic. Psionic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He came right up against me with the psionics and there was nothing I could do. I just kept hitting the inspirations to keep myself from dying.
I didn't know that you weren't with me.
That's okay. He caught me right as I came around that side of the door. This is the difficulty again when you have this big pack. You assume everybody's there.
Well, they're also easier to follow, so that's...
Now, the robots aren't really affected by the psionic stuff, right?
Almost not at all. Plus having the shields out makes a difference too.
Can you imagine what this place must smell like?
Gonna go with chili lime ramen with shrimp.
Does it have like some of the ones that are that kind of flavor have like the little dried shrimp in it? Does it have like little like
Yes.
just a textural bonus for you there?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not your
I want to
fault.
buy you. Yeah, it is. It is my fault.
It is not your fault.
I encouraged that purchase.
You encourage a lot of purchases. Doesn't mean not to take you up on it. You know how I have this really clever way of not doing things that I don't want to do? And I let you know by saying no. Kind of like, no, we're not getting a 19-year-old dachshund. See how easy that is? See?
But you know, when you see the face,
That doesn't matter.
it's a lot harder to say no.
No, it isn't.
always been a sucker for old dogs.
I'm gonna keep on knocking
Gotta
that
go
one in
check.
the back down.
Hmm?
I'm gonna keep on knocking that guy down.
Okay. Se murió. Qué bueno.
Um, where's that guy running to?
I'm annoyed now. That's farther than I want to put forth the effort to chasing. But the bots are after him, so they'll either take care of him or they won't. He's at half power right now.
No, he's dead. Arrest him. I mean, he's a vampire, so I guess he is dead. Blah, I'm an umpire. Easy game, boys. Easy game. I'm gonna stay next to these guys. Gotta antagonize them. Alright, mission.
Why?
Why not? The freaks.
They're the lost.
They're the lost. Alright. Open to purchase accounts
Freaks,
to make it
freaks get all zippy to you.
Yeah. What do you have for contacts or missions?
Oh, I got aerobatic contacts. I got Archmage Hellwise, Eliza Thorpe in Talos, Gordon Stacy in Brickstown, Levantera in the Ricky War Zone, Mistress Marin in First Ward, oh, Mistress Maria, sorry. Montague, Neil Kendrick in Brickstown, Percy Winkley in Croatoa, Philippa Moreau in Founders Falls, Provost Marchand.
Doesn't matter. You can pick any of them.
You don't have a preference?
No.
What level is TR
34.
34? So 34 is the Brickstown Founders Falls.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Type.
If we're running your missions, I'm gonna get level to whatever you are anyhow. And you're only 35, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we're the same. That's what I mean.
Right. Doesn't matter.
Let's go to Talos. Haven't been there for a little while. Christina, where is the metro? Why am I always facing the wrong direction?
Because a lot of times you're facing the right direction, and your first instinct is to turn 180 degrees in the other direction. So, wait, I have a... What the hell is this? Oh, I have a board transit. Do you want to do my board transit first?
Oh, you have a mission?
Apparently I got a board transit. Must be like
Sure.
an end arc thing.
Let's do it.
We're doing arrest negotiators. Oh god. Okay. Just gonna arrest them then. Wait, negotiators. Aren't these the ones that look like surgeons? This is the one we actually got help on the other night. Because we couldn't find out where the other one was. It was behind a dumpster.
Oh, that's right. And like the zone sucks.
Yeah. I just say we just walk our way through it.
Just destroy everything in our path.
Yeah, yeah. Are you running an XP bonus or not?
I am.
Good.
Wait, I think I am. I've got a yellow XP and a gray XP button.
I do not have a gray XP. I should go get one.
Do you want to go get one and come back?
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna do a flyover and fill in some map.
That's a plan.
This is the same one. It's not the same map as the last one.
I think they're all kind of random or randomized. So for the most part, if you stay close to the big bubble, you should be fine.
Oh, guess what? So today in physical therapy,
You never give me a chance to guess. You just don't. Just go right into it. Okay. Does it involve physical therapy? Does it involve something that happened in physical therapy? No? Yes? No? You're not
yes.
answering.
Yes.
I'm going to guess it's something that happened in physical therapy. I have no guess after that. So, I don't know. Tell me what happened that I'm guessing.
Okay. You know how I can't walk in a straight line?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been an ongoing problem. And you steer me. You keep me out of trouble quite well, you know. And it turns out I have this, my feet duck, like they duck out, right? And my knees come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a musculature, it's like a strength issue. And she says that if I strengthen it so that my knees straighten up and stop turning in and pull my feet forward, I'll be able to walk straight in a direction instead of drifting off to the side. So now, to your point before, remember you were really annoyed that she never focused on form for me at all? And also, I think this is probably one of those weird things where you're like, how many months have you been going to physical therapy? And she's just discovered you have this postural irregularity.
After working on an ankle and strides.
It's been 3 months. Yeah. So now I have all these postural targets where we're working on form extensively and form correction in a very detailed manner. But, yeah. I thought in one way it was great to fix a persistent ongoing issue, but in the other way it was also kind of vindication for you and your point that why are they not paying attention to form for you?
Let's just work her to failure over and over again and not worry about the form, because really, who worries about form and injury? Nobody does. Nobody says, hey, bad form can cause injury. No, that's new science, man. Newfangled.
Yeah, he does that. There's some plasma shields for y'all.
I'm just walking group to group.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, I'm just telling you my strategy.
I didn't see anybody during the time I went through, so.
But you got the edges in.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, I just thought she was explaining it to me where she's just like, we should really, I was just noticing the way that you squat. Because remember, she's been having me do jump squats and I kept complaining it was causing me pain. Oh my God. And she's like, I was noticing the way that you squat.
I was just noticing now, after you've done this for months. Wow.
Yeah. But, you know, I appreciate that you tell me these things to look out for, because now I know to look out for such things. And, yeah.
You're kind of falling into the mastermind trap.
Yeah, where you can just kind of coast
Kind
along and not do too
of
much.
look around a little bit. What's going on in combat? It's kind of nice. Catch more atmosphere. Psst. I do kind of wish that like your origins would have more difference regarding what you're vulnerable and resistant to.
Me?
No, in general. So like if you have a technology background, you're more vulnerable to electrical attacks or
Oh,
something
yeah.
similar.
There's the next cruise over here.
Apparently I'm getting attacked by something.
What's attacking? How dare they? Let me go fuck them up. That was one
The,
little
the boys
douchebag.
are going. All right, I'm checking here real quick just because it's in the hide people. All right. Plus the robots are great because they tend to they shield themselves and they have two that heal. So they're kind of
You get a
self-sufficient.
couple of get the mender bots and everything. That is nice. Did you name the menders differently than you did the
No, I mean they're named after processors, all of them. So
yeah. I'm gonna take a walk, just looking around the edges. I didn't see anybody when I did the first flyover. Just making sure that no one's tucked underneath of this ledge or something.
good plan.
No, I don't see anybody back here. They tend to put them in those like stupid little tucked away places.
Around corners and then yeah, little alcoves and things. Yeah.
Yeah. My sprint is off. No wonder I'm so slow.
So I think what I'm gonna do.
I just got a new badge. It says locked out. Eventually, you will remember that you can purchase break-free inspiration. Eventually. It gets sassy in this game. Also, accurate.
So I'm gonna kind of do a block by block thing now, where I'm just gonna circle around a block.
Good. I'm gonna pop over here in this corner
Oh,
and just make
found
sure we're
found
not.
found one right here.
Oh, good. I'll be right there.
There's only two of them. I don't think that'd take very long.
I don't know.
Oh, he just killed one of my little bots.
Bastards.
There's only one? Did we have two before?
I thought I didn't see that we got any of the negotiators
Before that.
until this one.
Yeah.
And I guess just bonus experience here at this point then.
Yeah, I figured since we're here and they're here.
Hmm. But do you know what I haven't done yet this game?
Used to break free?
Accurate. No, I haven't died yet.
But you were doing a level 8 mission before that, before I came on. But yes, very true. You have not died yet. It's good work. Talos, you say?
Every so often, try to find something I'm proud of. And you just
But you're running a level 8 mission. Alright. I could just say, you know what? I was in Pocket D for 8 hours. I did not die one time. I don't know where your contact is, so I'll just let you.
I know I'm trying to find her.
I'll let you work it out.
That way.
I'll be right back. Alright. Did you find him?
Okay, so she told me I was too high level to work with her now and to go to Founder's Fall.
Okay. Go to Founders Falls, battle the council to distract them. Serious devouring Earth, blah blah blah. Alright. Founders Falls. Yeah, we are a little high for Dallas.
Yeah, we can do one of your missions if you like.
I don't really have one. By the way, everybody watching, you can get the I Love Your Dachshund mugs at our merch store. I'm kidding, we don't have merchandise. We're not cool enough to. It was a gift from a special friend. All right, who are you going to for your contacts?
Ginger.
Ginger?
She's devouring Earth.
Oh God.
Otherwise, I can go to Philippa.
Let's do Philippa. I haven't talked to her yet.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Mission. A herd of devouring earth creatures has just attacked the World Watch Organization. Oh.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to the robots. They really don't care.
This is true.
All right, I got 2. I have shut down Cray on the streets of Brickstown. What is that one, Christina? What is shut down Cray on the streets of Brickstown mean? There's a quiz.
It's a street sweep.
There you go. There you go.
I got us a timed mission. I'm
Oh.
gonna go over there.
Cool. Right. Where's it at? Tell us. All right. Okay. Already lost my way. Back to. Oh,
But you also have a mission that says speak to Eliza Thorpe. I don't know how you got that one.
I just got it right now.
Oh. There you go. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. Are you heading towards me? Or-
I think I'm headed to the metro.
Okay. Did you talk to? Oh, is it from Philippa? Who's your
Yeah.
mission from?
Philippa.
Gotcha. All right.
You gonna go talk to Eliza first?
Sure. Why not? That's in Talos as well. So.
Yeah. How come you get to talk to Eliza, but then I'm told not to talk to Eliza?
Well, I think we know the answer to that.
Because all the ladies love you?
It's a chick, man. It's a chick thing. Even chickens. It's really weird.
I've heard about that.
I don't think that Isabel's chickens are too particular, though, the sluts.
I thought just Rachel was the slut.
That's what I'm hearing, too, yeah. She did follow me around
Phoebe's
enough.
a good girl.
She did follow me around enough that I had to pick her up to get her out of the way. Then she kind of just settled in like she was a football.
Yeah. That's how she lures you in. So I've heard anyways. I've never met the chickens. The ladies.
I have I've seen, and I'm guessing it's her. Sleeping with the
Phoebe?
dog. No, Rachel.
Yeah. She does like Josie.
Josie's the one that was actually carrying her around in her mouth too
Hmm.
when she was younger. It's one of those it's weird that you can raise a dog to be genetically predisposed to retrieve. It's very strange. And to bite and not clamp down. Genetically. Crazy.
Oops. Oops.
All right. What happened to your health bar? What's going on? Where are you? Oh, you're like 2 steps in. Oh, I almost died too.
You would see, you know, it's coming back. Right there.
They cold cranked me.
That's what happened to me. I came around and I tried to pick one. Like there were 2 on the edge and 2 further in, and I tried to I'm like, oh, there's just 2. I can take these 2. 2 turned into 4 real quick.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a bit of a surprise.
only there was a way that I could look around at things without
Well, being stealth? Yeah.
love you.
Most people don't take stealth, though. And if they do, they forget they have it. It's one of those weird things because the stealth button is, by its very nature, stealth. Yeah, the ones that actually have shields are called protector bots. Something going on upstairs. Oh, we got Brienne. Bree, this is ultimate in slumming, are you sure?
We haven't seen Brienne forever.
Yeah, let me get past this little combat here. We are keeping the night short, though, because Christina needs her rest.
Christina's fine.
Christina needs her
grown-ass
sleep.
woman who makes her own decisions.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's right.
I don't have any meetings tomorrow. Today was just a very meeting-heavy day.
Uh-huh. Welcome, Bree. I'd say welcome to the shit show, but it actually hasn't been that bad.
Christina's only died once.
That's right. It was like 5 minutes after he said, I haven't died tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not funny. It's kind of funny.
It's okay.
It's actually really funny.
Kimmy commented on it last night. She says, I like that he calls you Bunny now. It fits.
Well, that is really a room full of things in there. Where are they all going?
I want to walk in.
I don't know where they're all going.
They all left here. I thought maybe they left a crystal, but... Oh, yeah, there it is.
I hear whooping. This means possible death.
I don't have any sound for the game today. That's weird.
I got lots of sound from you earlier.
Oh, yeah, you get it, but I'm not getting it. I don't know why.
Oops. I'm knocking things off the ledge.
Why is he still all scared? What's missing?
Somebody somewhere that ran away. Somebody ran away, basically. That's what I'm saying. Like that guy right there. Yeah, that was the one. Took him that long to find us, apparently.
That one that's running from back there?
Yeah. They said we weren't worthy. Well, exactly the same level as before. Dead. Blink. Blink. This repulsion field is amazing. My roommate in college, my freshman, sophomore year, he had a similar kind of a feel for women.
I had one of those in middle school.
You don't need to be a bitch about it. Oh, it's a term of affection. Smooth, Steve. Really smooth. It's a good time.
Mine was less elaborate. I had a backpack full of cat food. And
You know, if I had a nickel for every time I heard a story that started that way, if I had a nickel,
yeah. Where'd you go? There's a whole little room full of the little guys up here.
the mission was over.
Oh. See if I can kill anybody. Nope. Now we gotta rescue. You have a POW to rescue?
Yar.
Turn around. So you're going the wrong way as usual.
What's your shirt say?
When in doubt, go to the library.
So why is my video reversed? I wonder.
Right, does your show it saying it the right way or the wrong
No,
way?
my I'm a pepper is reversed.
It's not on mine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. So it shows a mirror version of me for me. 3
For
and
me,
2.
my shirt's reversed.
Gotcha.
It gives us the view as if we were looking like at our.
Like we're
Yeah.
mirroring ourselves, yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to attack that lift because it was obviously dangerous. These are cray. So Bree, what you been up to? Haven't seen you around. Of course, we were gone for a while too, I guess. So.
We went on vacation, like real person vacation, like in person,
Yeah.
like together.
It was a business vacation for some of us, but for others, it was just being a kept man. And I was good with it.
We were not kept. Provided services in exchange for your time.
And Christina saw the Grand Canyon for the first time.
Yeah.
The vagina of the United States, as she puts it.
That's because I didn't know what direction. Like I didn't. Okay, I didn't know a lot about the Grand Canyon. I made some presumptive statements about it.
You understand, though, that vagina can be seen from many different perspectives and directions. Just saying.
Yeah, well,
You weren't wrong.
as my coworker Emily said when Rachel was laughing and told her about that reference, she said, "You think it's old and cavernous?"
It's pretty dry, except for parts of it.
So, the more I thought about that, it's accurate my description may have sounded. And, yet again reinforced my lack of understanding of geography. So, yeah. Yep. I wonder what Texas will be like. I think that's going to be my last conference.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to Austin with me?
Is there a canyon there? I do enjoy your expressions. You had that momentary look like the dog who heard a strange sound. The whole head cocking thing.
I think it's the head popping with the eyebrows. Which, I don't know if you know this, they say that domesticated dogs evolved eyebrows as a method of communication as part of the domestication process. And that dogs who had more expressive
Did they evolve it, or did we
better.
breed it into them?
No, they say that canids which had more expressive faces were tended to be preferred.
So we bred it into them, basically.
Yeah, there was a mix of selection as part of that, I'm sure.
Right.
But
I find that Siberian or the study on foxes to be just fascinating.
which study was that?
The one where they actually took, I think it was in Russia or Siberia, where they took, is it a gray fox? Or they were basically black. And they bred the ones that were least afraid of humans together.
Mm-hmm.
And they bred the ones that were most afraid of humans together. And after, 30 or 40 years of this, or even less, I don't know how many generations it was, what happened was the looks of the animals changed. The foxes that became basically like domesticated pets at this point. They had evolved to the point in time where they loved human company. Their ears got floppy, their tails curled, and they actually even changed their vocalizations. It's fascinating. All right, I don't see a mission for you.
I don't have one right now.
All right, I'm gonna go to Atlas Park or Independence then. I'm surprised you haven't heard that. It's actually really, really interesting. It's a kind of a well-known one. that the breeding for a certain type of behavior changed the look of the animal. I'm totally lost. The bubble's blinding me. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I found it on my own. I didn't have to follow you this time. I started following you and then was just like, no, Christina.
I'm so blind by the bubbles. I had to turn the bubbles off.
My navigation skills, which were forced upon me by someone refusing to teleport me places. But that's okay.
That's kind of the whole idea, yeah. That way you can actually solo. Alright. Search caves for POWs. P-O-W. Perez.
I do think it's funny that I've learned to be much better at soloing through our relationship. Which one is the one that leads to Perez Park? Is it Atlas?
You are just trying so hard to look innocent now, aren't you? You just are. You're trying, but you can't shake the gigantic grin. Just can't do it.
I have no booger face.
Atlas goes to Perez. There's a couple others too, but I know Atlas is relatively close. You really did try to maintain it, though. I mean, just for a split second, and then you couldn't anymore. I'll give you credit.
One thing there's situations where I can not necessarily hide it, but like at least mask it somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing with you. I can't be disingenuous with you at all. Sometimes it sucks, so I can't even like do it jokingly. Or if like there's bad things and I'm just like, I just want to deal with this. I can't do it. Stupid. Oh, teleported.
No.
Bad enabling behavior. Also expeditious.
Oh gosh, we have speed in the cave. All right. It's gonna. We're all right. It's okay. We're here. Oh, so many monkeys.
Monkeys, robots, and a speed boost. This is gonna be awesome. Okay.
Well, it will be entertaining.
Faster. These little monkeys are gross little shits here.
Yeah, they're pretty gassy. Well, at least the map isn't gigantic. We got that going for us. We should get over this in no time. Oh, God. Right. So I went this way. That goes nowhere.
Oh, there's a whole crowd of little risky dudes here.
There's a guy protecting a guy here.
We knew someone would come eventually.
Hey guys, you can attack. Oh, I forgot I put them in. They default back to defensive mode.
Thanks, Bree.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Oh, does we have to lead him out?
Yeah. I'm not going to do it over and over again. I'm just going to collect all of them.
Okay. Because they'll keep up with the speed boost.
Is one already yelling help?
Yeah. So he's lost. I'm just gonna try and fill in on stealth. So we don't need, that's a dead end. There's nothing over there. We don't need to even bring them down that way.
The map is so gigantic, I can't really make out details on it.
Yeah, no. This one's a room. We'll run the margins of it. Oops. Oops. Run! At least I'm speed boosted. Yeah, we just want to get over to where I am right now. This is the big room. Oh, who took them to lead them out? Oh, Bree did it.
Bree ran out. This appears to be a dead end. The bubble video corruption is not helping my brain.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Well, I mean, it's not your bubbles, it's my bubbles. Oh, yes, the big room. Where we at, boys? I do like how one of them is 8008. That was my favorite one to name.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it looks like boob.
You didn't want to make it like 58008?
No, because 8008 is actually a processor.
Hmm.
I wasn't going to make things up, Christina. Duh.
Sorry. God,
Processors. This is about reality. Oh gosh. Oh. Paul died. Paul died.
What?
Paul died because he couldn't click on the little thing that says, protect me from everything. I got monkeyed.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I got hit by like 5 of them, and I'm trying to pick them off one by one while continually hitting my heal every single time it's available.
Okay, you just sold. Oh, hey, there you go. Thank you. Oh, and then I clicked on go to the hospital.
Oh no! I have Rise of the Phoenix. It
I-
would have like you would have come back in a blaze of
I
glory.
didn't. I panicked. Apparently, I'm like, what? I'm just get this window out of the way, and it's the one that says go to the hospital. So yeah, that was.
Sorry. Yeah, I would have hit Rise of the Phoenix.
And Bree even
brought me-
teleported me out of danger, and I had a res, but I'm like, oh, I'll just get this window out of the way, which was go to the hospital. That's pretty clever.
Sorry. I should have turned and rezzed you. Is what should have happened.
Yeah, but you're not a defender.
I am a defender.
Oh yeah, then you should have. All right, let's try this again.
Ooh, she just smoked that monkey.
Put that there. Apply that. All right. Well, I'm glad you killed all of them because I was going to take care of them. I'm glad you didn't have to. They're all going to be totally taken care of. Can you Rise of the Phoenix yourself?
No, I can only do other people.
Oh, that sucks.
I got a res.
Interestingly,
I did make time to message that I was stuck in a monkey group.
oh yeah, I saw Monkey Group, but I was in the process of coming back from the
You
hospital
were
at that
you
point.
were headed back from the hospital, yeah. That's okay.
All right, okay, let's regroup. Oh, I need to put these on. All right, that's it. Everybody's dead. I mean, other than Bree.
Want somebody to die because like I've only had a chance to use that Rise of the Phoenix once, and it makes it gives you like that whole like raging damage thing like when you like level.
Well, I was dead for a while there.
And it's it's my fault. I was fighting off the monkeys. I should have paid more attention to it. I'm a terrible, terrible teammate and partner.
Oh, that's the group down there that kind of walked my dog.
Oh, all those oranges?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, the monkeys I had with this fight. Back and coming back.
It's time to deliver, boys. Oh, was that you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we need to lead that one out too, right?
I think so.
Oh, Bree, are you gonna lead that one out too?
Well, I mean, we all have to go. We don't all have to go, I guess, but.
I don't know
Alexa,
that
stop. Come on, buddy.
There, I can do it.
Let's go
I'll
home.
just turn my.
I don't even have stealth,
Oh.
so.
Oh. Bree says she'll lead him out after we get the next one. Because there'll be ambushes trying to lead them out. Oh, she got the ambush by herself last time, taking the other one out. Gee, you snarky little bastard. Hanging out up top there.
Oh, is there more up top?
No, it was one of the little bots was hanging out right at the edge of the cave where you couldn't see him but could still zap you.
Oh. That way's a dead end, you said. So we have to find whatever side passage that we missed along the way.
Did we do that whole room though? I didn't think we had done the whole room.
Kind of looks like we did it on the map, at least. Could be wrong.
Yeah, this was just a loop.
There was nothing, no side passages off of here.
Mm-mm. Nope. I think we came out of that room on the wrong side. I'm going back into it.
Alright, I
Because
thought
there
the
was a
other
path
side.
there was a way that I took where I ran into a group and I stopped because I ran into a group.
Oh, okay.
So on the map, maybe it looks like a dead end, but it's not a dead end. It's just a group just there.
Goes back there. Oh, I fell for that one last time. No, I didn't.
Yep, they're all still here. That big group. I'm just gonna have to fight them and try not to die because they're attacking me. And I'm gonna try not to die. And I'm gonna run. Running in cave sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Keep on falling for this little dead end room. Best part of the trip?
Yeah.
Christina got a really good breakfast the last day.
Really, the best part happened before breakfast. But the breakfast was the perfect finale.
Alright, straight ahead. Stick close, baby. I got a repulsion field.
So that means it'll, if I stay close to you, it'll keep guys away from me.
Correct.
I dig it.
Yep. Alright, so there's a couple ways out of this room, it looks like.
What do? We go right.
We always go right. Because I am not a
And then right.
Philistine. I'm very good at mazes. Oh, this is a big room.
Oh, look, Bree took the other path. And here we are.
Philistine.
No, that just saves us a lot of time.
Philistine. Here we go. Found the last guy. I knocked the one guy away. Try again. I'll knock that guy away too. There we go. Keep on plinking him away from you. I told you were sleepy.
What?
You were just sleeping on the screen.
I was sleeping on the screen just now?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't at all.
You were put to sleep.
Oh, my character?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like me personally.
No.
I was just like, no, I'm looking at the game the whole time.
Well, at least we have the entire distance to go. It's good. It's good.
Oh, is he following me?
Mm-hmm. Ambush is coming in.
Bree has the other guy, right? Or did she lead him out already? You
We
guys already
would
left.
we would see the green thing on the map if he was still in. Well, getting here was like navigating somebody's lower intestines, so I'm sure it'll be very easy finding our way back out again.
Oops. Nope, nope, come back. It's the wrong way.
Yeah, you got a dead end there.
Yeah. I like that Bree just stopped at the entrance to the dead end to wait for us to come back. They'll figure it out.
I wish the NPC's pathing was as good as like the pet pathing is.
Yeah, your pets are just like, look at that random thing 6 leagues away. Let's go all attack it.
I,
Meanwhile, the NPCs are like, what?
I'm
What
gonna
else
need a
is
little
here?
help, and you're standing right next to them.
Yeah,
I feel so alone.
I'm lost. Me too, bitch. But I'm still trying to make it. Little
I
effort.
imagine it's very possible that the smell of chili, lime, shrimp, ramen just kind of takes away their ability to actually, you know, navigate. I'm thinking. It's not doing great for mine.
I think I'm headed in the right direction.
Yep, looks like you are. There's that little section I just got through, which is kind of a pain in the butt. What do I get at 35? Repulsion bomb. Do I even want that? I don't know why I'd want that. Why would I want that?
Oh my goodness. I'm doing all of this using the map. I know this may not seem momentous for most people because it really was a map where you couldn't do anything but follow the tunnel.
Well, there were little sections there. Kind of a pain in the butt to get through.
For a person who gets lost in a room with one door sometimes.
You are, to your defense, stoned, but yeah. All right. I have to go back to Philippa. You as well?
Hmm. If I call her, she's going to give me another mission.
I can't call her yet.
Oh, I can.
Let me go talk to her.
Just falls. Wonder who came up with design to have them have the weird tentacle faces.
It's very call of like H.P. Lovecraft.
Hmm. Did you wind up seeing any of Lovecraft Country while it was on?
I didn't even know what that is, so no.
Oh, they did a whole little anthology on, I think it was HBO.
No. I mean, I've seen several movies that are based off of his works. None of them have been very good.
Mm.
Actually, that's not true. There was a one that was based in like Ireland, which was pretty good. I can't think. I think I think what it's called off the top of my head.
Oh, Bree went to her supergroup base.
All right. My next mission is corporate culture.
Where's that?
Kings Row.
Head over. If I'm going to abide by your earlier principles, I should make this my last one.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I might too. I got a bunch of work I need to get done. It'd be nice to get TRS-80 to 38. It's got
Yeah, what do you get? What do you get there?
the big bubble, the force bubble, which is kind of the adds defense plus anybody who comes inside of it. I didn't mean to say it that way. Anybody who walks through it ends up taking more, or they get less and less chance of hitting as they get closer.
Okay. In that meeting I was talking about earlier, they were asking about epidemiological models, and Dr. Burton says, so I know this is going to sound some kind of way, but we use the NUTS model to come to this conclusion, and that NUTS is the acronym for it. But yeah, they used the NUTS model, and he had to say it like 3 times. Every time it came up that was the model that they used, he said it. Like, we all laughed. Good times. You do love the freaks.
I didn't pick it because it was freaks. I picked it because it was the next mission in the chain.
So freaks are a bonus for you. So fast. Oh, ooh. Yep, that's a room for you to go in first. Anybody gonna res? Yep. Thank you. Punk. They got hit by the lasers.
Ah, wasn't paying attention. I leveled and wasn't even noticing. So 35 is repulsion bomb. Oh, is there stuff up there?
Yeah. Guess who's been remembering she's got a heal, though? I didn't go in the room, though. Oh, yep, there was the lady. Knew there was a hostage in there.
An ostrich. Alright. Well, they all just turned blue.
Oh, big room. Yeah, come on. Come along with me. Have fun. I hate when we do the brain clap thing. You are... Why is that lady still running around? In this way. In this way. In this way. Look, past it. In this way. seen anything when I ran through. There were no rooms open, no open doors below.
I don't see anything at all in this, in the left on this level.
I don't see a elevator either, though.
Well, looks like finish that one off. I don't see much left in this room either, or in this level either. So must have been on a different level. I hear it happening. Ah.
Is that free?
Yep, I was right next to it. Alright. Gonna go train up. Train up.
Yeah, me too. I leveled a while back. I've seen Paracelsus all over today.
To figure out where we are. We're in... Oh, we're in,
Still, Kings Row? Still
yeah.
Canyon?
Kings Row.
Yeah.
Alright, Bree, I think we're gonna train up each and we're probably heading out. Appreciate you coming in and helping out for the last almost two missions. We were kind of just meandering around. Yeah, there it is. There's Christina's getting tired face. Right there.
What?
Right
What's
there.
getting tired face? I don't have a getting tired face.
You don't have a you're getting tired face? Are you serious?
What does it look like?
The eyes start getting a little thinner regarding how far they're open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Do I want to take repulsion bomb? Why would I want to take repulsion bomb? Oh, disorient. Oh, I like that. 40% chance was done. Blah blah blah. Magnitude knock. All right, fine. That there. Put that there. All right. I think she was already out of the party by the time you said that.
I think she was. But I appreciate that she joined us.
Yep. All right. What do I have regarding enhancements? I don't know what I was doing here.
What does the resuscitator power do?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking me.
I mean, the temporary powers that the
Oh,
PTW.
yeah, yeah. That allows you to bring yourself back with a certain amount of health and stamina once per every X or whatever.
Gotcha.
Is it a temporary power or is it a
It's a temporary power.
yeah. Yeah, I think it
Half a
gives you a
million.
certain amount of reses. It's got plenty of chance to hit already. Not gonna worry about it.
After you hit 50, do you still get more powers and slots as you keep leveling, or does that stop?
It stops, but you start working on something called incarnates.
Hmm.
And incarnates are you end up getting like a couple more powers that you can actually increase or customize in certain ways. Like one of them is like a buff. One of them is a one of them adds to your damage or defenses or whatever you want to pick for it. So you can kind of customize them.
Hmm.
I think there's one that's an attack. One is a pet of some sort. So park my butt in Pocket D. Wait, do I already have? Hold on. I do not. All right, I need to get long range teleporter.
Do you need money?
No, it's just a time thing. I need to hang out in Pocket D for an hour.
Should join you there.
I'll be right back.
Hmm. Somebody's drone is stuck. It's just running back and forth in the pool. It can't get out. So if somebody says, if they're asking for any spare influence, and I want to send someone some influence, oh, I can see him right there. So I just walk up and trade, right?
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. I guess.
See, I got to do it to somebody. That feels so nice. Okay. I'm gonna say, I know I need to fill those little slots on my, what do you call it? I just put 3 more slots, but hush, leave me with my claw hands. I was thinking, that's a processing motion for me. Um, I would like it if you don't mind, if you would help me learn to build those things you told me to make the last time at the bench. Stop making the crab hands at me, okay? I couldn't help it. It was the thing that happened in the moment that I was processing.
Okay, well, I'm going to come back and let my pets dance again because they deserve it. Go to Steel Canyon South
We're, why are we going to Still Canyon South?
for the workbenches.
Oh, can't we do it in our base?
We don't have a, well, I'm not a part of a base here, I guess. Let
You made it.
me grab somebody that's actually part of the base.
I thought you
I have
made it.
TRS 80 isn't part of the base.
Oh, does he have to get invited in order to join the base?
Yeah, but I haven't done that yet.
Can I invite him?
Don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll just grab. I mean, I can walk you through
We
it.
we don't have to do it tonight.
Well, I can just walk you through it. We go back to doing stream. Your stream for it, and I can walk you through it there.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense for me to stand next to you while you do it, does it? Because I can't see what
No,
you're saying. All right, so I'll put
no.
my pets back to dance. All right, yeah. So if you want to share your stream again.
Okay, I turned the audio off. Did that help this time?
Yeah, so far. Well, I need to
I don't I don't know where the benches are in here.
go to university.
So don't do it in the base.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is, well, you're not part of my base. That's Zach's base.
Oh. Never mind then.
I don't know where his workbenches are either.
So I'm going to Steel Canyon, I think.
Sure.
Steel Trail. Obviously, the opposite direction of the one I was going is where it's at.
Yep.
What I don't understand what it is about my sense of direction that I by default start going the wrong way.
It's uncanny. But
South
you
through
are
the
consistent. Just head north, I believe. Wait. No, not north. Sorry, west. To the university.
Isn't it south? It's
Uh,
south to the university.
Head to the university. Actually, I think I'm just going to maximize this on my screen. Turn it off here. And that's spot. You don't want to go there. That's the Midnighters Club. There's the university. All right. No, the workbenches are all over the place. All right. So what do you need?
Don't know. I guess ranged AoE damage. So I guess I want to increase range or enhance.
Probably damage. What's your accuracy
Yeah,
on that?
I don't have any accuracy into it.
No, I mean what's the default for it? So if you click on like under see above thermal radiation, you don't want to click on that one. I'm sorry. Go back to hide details. Go to the one above thermal radiation. There you go. And I'll hover over neutron bomb. So the default accuracy is 1.1, which means it's already pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things like area effect either to like 0.75 or something, and usually 1 means it's accurate, and anything more
Mm-hmm.
than 1 means it's more than accurate. So it doesn't. It wouldn't hurt to put more into it, but you're probably better off at this point to socket it for.
I was thinking damage and range.
Well, the range is already. What is the range? 80 feet. So I don't know. I think your range is fine.
And I can't change the effect area.
You cannot. You cannot. So you could. It does a minus 24%, 25% defense debuff, which is pretty huge. So you could do one of two things. You could either. I would recommend socket either for damage or for that defense debuff. That
Or
defense
I have two
debuff
slots. I
means
could do one of each.
sure. The defense debuff means they're going to be that much easier for everybody to hit.
Right. Okay. And then I need something for stamina.
Okay,
I added a slot for that because I kept running out.
sure. All right, let's do a stamina first. All right, so go ahead and hit the yeah. You can either minimize that invention area by hitting the arrow under invention. There you go,
Mhm.
and then just scroll down to stamina.
Endurance reduction or
I'm sorry,
modification.
endurance modification. Correct.
I can never remember which one it is.
And you are 36, 37.
Yep.
Are you 37?
35. I'm 35. Well, right now
I I don't
I'm
think you
tagged on
are.
to you.
Yeah, exit the group, or I can kick you, one of the two.
36.
All right, so you want to do 35s. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you won't be able to socket that. It has to be within 3 levels of your current range. So it says you have... Actually, all you need to make that is the recipe. So go ahead and hit buy the recipe. And you should be able to create it after that.
It wants to let me buy it.
Oh, are you full? You're full of recipes.
Uh,
So you have to sell some of the recipes you currently have. I don't think you... Oh, you can. Cool.
I don't know what it means when they're bold. Does that mean you have everything there to make it?
Correct. You have the recipe, you have the ingredients. The salvage, I should say. All right, well, you have enough to buy one now.
Okay.
But yeah, you should be able to buy it now. And then just create. And then you can take that one and dump it into your stamina. And that one will never age out. No, it'll never go red.
So it's like this one I have here that's a 30.
Correct, that'll never go red.
And
Good news is you have almost all of the ingredients you need for most of the stuff, so you can just buy and create.
oh, without having to like go and bid and stuff like that.
Right.
And what did we say the other thing we would put in there was?
Defense debuff?
Defense debuff.
Yeah. That one you're going to have to get some... something on. So if you, auction house, and then just do a search on, is that masterwork weapon? It's kind of rough on my screen.
Yeah, it is. Let me make sure I don't have one.
You do have, so just get, basically just get. There you go.
Because I know I have, you can see, I've got a ton I dumped in here for storing.
Sure. Then you just need to buy the recipe and create it. And that's basically the process.
It's not so bad. I've got so many things in storage that I have 185 items right now in storage.
So it looks like you're socketed out pretty well. I would do a couple things. I would get rid of the level 1 neutrino bolt thing that's currently hanging out there, because that's not adding very much to your damage.
Oh, this one?
No,
This one, right?
Yeah, if you hover over it, it's going to tell you how much it's adding currently. Nope. Oh yeah, it is. So it's adding 16% as opposed to 34%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not adding that much to your damage.
It's better to just make a new...
Right, you can make another damage one. I'd go through, and the way I was doing it on my characters, I'm kind of trying to fade them in, is whatever turns yellow, because mine are all staggered. So as they turn yellow, I replace them with an IO. Like you got a heal that's yellow, you have looks like a resist damage, which is yellow. And that's just the way I go through the process of changing everything out. So what ends up happening is as you get further and further in, like on some of my characters now, I'll be down to like a handful of the ones that are still left that are still like something I'm buying in a
Mm-hmm.
level thing. And then I do just an automatic update for everything. Where I click the update button
Mm-hmm.
for it, and it cost me like, oh, this is going to cost you $78,000, 78,000 influencers. So, well, I might as well do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. You just want to make sure you're
Okay.
within a 3 level range of whatever you're making. So once you hit 37, then you can use 40s.
Okay. Defense, damage resistance. Damage resistances.
It's weird because you're going to spend a lot of money in it, but you end up saving a lot of money.
Well, part of it too, though, is I like that one. I had everything.
Right.
I had every single thing that was stated.
Well, the ingredients are never usually that expensive. The
Yeah.
salvage is, you can get salvage usually for like anywhere from 150 to 500.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the ones I'm buying are like 111 for some reason if I need salvage.
Okay.
So it's very cheap.
Yeah. Well, that worked.
As you level up, though, the actual creation process costs more and more.
Okay. But in this case, it worked out just because I had almost all the ingredients, so it wasn't as expensive as it could have been.
Right. But again, the salvage part of it is usually the very, very tiniest bit of the cost. Even the recipes are not that expensive. They're going to be like 17,000 or something like that. But then combining them could be like, it's going to cost you 74,000 to combine these type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you do it one time and you're done.
Yeah. Nope, that makes sense. All right. Excellent. Thank you, darling.
Sure. Active for 1 hour.
Pocket D in it.
I am. Oh, there we go. I figured how to stop watching. Right
Oh, how
click.
to decline my
Right click
stream.
and stop watching. I'm like, I, what, am I trapped into this once I start it? So, all right, I'm going to take my garbage out.
All right, darling. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks, Kimmy, for using us as study buddies. I know you're going to do great.
Well, that's right. Tomorrow is our first test.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. It's a lot of, well, I guess once it's done, hopefully you can find some time this weekend to, I don't know, sleep, something. But,
Or study for the next round
yeah.
that's coming later.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.